Thank you for joining Cancer Support Community Atlanta for this program. Please visit our website, cscatlanta.org, for a complete list of live and recorded events. We invite you to sign up for our newsletter to stay connected to all future programs.
Thank you, Lauren. So we're going to make two things today. We're going to call it a velvet beet linguine. This recipe is by me and Kip. So Kip graciously came up with the name velvet beet pasta. And it was inspired by a Barbie pasta on the internet. I know nothing about that other than what I Googled on it. And the goal here was, so every year we do cooking. Kip and I do Valentine's Day demos at work. And every year we come up with something heart healthy, fun, Valentine related. So this year, this is what you get. It's pink pasta. So yeah, it was fun. Just a backstory. I played around with it. She also tested a recipe. We were on a struggle bus trying to make it without cheese. So I made one with coconut milk. It was horrible. It tasted so bad, so bad. So then just on a whim, threw some onions and garlic in a pot and added some things that I thought would, okay, this is kind of like pasta, a sauce-ish with tomato paste. It went that direction, and it turned out really good. So this is a really good pasta. Side note, we use canned beets, not fresh. Fresh beets tend to get a little more dirty, like just that beet flavor strong in your mouth. Right out of the ground, threw it in a pot, and ate it beet flavor. So canned beets help a lot. They come with juice. I just picked Mr. Green Giant here as the brand today, 14.5 ounce can. We're going to use that. So in the recipe is very simple. Olive oil, we saute onions, we saute some garlic, we add tomato paste. The silken tofu, that's to give it some body without compromising any kind of flavor things. We tried the nut, like we've made nut milks here, or nut things using cashews and whatnot, and it just gave it an off taste. The silken tofu works. It's great. Gives it a nice body, again, without taking away what we're trying to build. So that works well. The canned beets work really well. A little bit of salt, balsamic vinegar, that's your umami. Lemon juice, that helps brighten things up, kind of bring everything together. We use linguine, but you can use whatever you want. Fresh basil. We don't puree the basil. We put the basil as a finishing addition at the end. So any questions on that real quick before we dive into that? Go ahead. Be honest, man, I just started making this recipe. Like, is there an alternate for the tofu? You could try cashews. Again, I didn't like, the coconut milk was terrible. It didn't, we've used coconut milk to thicken broccoli soup, and it's so good. So I'm thinking in my mind, yes, I got it. This is going to work. No, it was really bad. It just took it in a whole different direction. I don't know. Yeah. So just standing here thinking really quick, you could, when you're sauteing your onions and your garlic, you could dust a little flour in there, right? Okay. Right? And then your tomato paste, right, if you don't like the tofu. And that could be your thickening agent if you want to go that route. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't want to send you in the wrong direction. I know the flour will work, right, because I've made sauce that way before. So that could work. And then with the flour, you're probably going to need a little bit more liquid to help thin it back out again, like the beet. Oh, yeah, we'll open that up in a minute. Any other questions on that? All the other ingredients are pretty simple. I bought silken tofu. I got this at Publix, the Publix brand, over in the produce section. They sell it. I bought everything they had. They had 4 packs. Farm tofu is a little more popular, I think, so they had a lot of that. The silken tofu, not so much, but anyway, it works well. Farm tofu, it's not going to work as well. You're still going to get that gritty mouthfeel that we really don't. We want a smooth, nice sauce. Okay? That's the goal. All right, so, and then, our date bonbons. So we're going to make these date bonbons. So we have dates, which we're going to pit cocoa powder, walnuts, coconut, shredded, vanilla extract, salt, and coconut oil. So we're blending all these ingredients in a food processor to make a really smooth little bonbon mix. And again, we'll dive more into that recipe in a minute, but that can be made with anything, any kind of nut. It doesn't have to be coconut. You can go any direction you want to do it. You can stuff them with things if you want to go that route. They're a lot of fun. So we chose coconut just because I like it. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so we're going to heat up our skillet. As always, I tried to do a little more pre-prep today, so we're not watching me chop and all those things like we normally do. Also with these recipes, so I was thinking about it before you guys were getting here. I'm going to double this one, so don't watch me. Or you can watch me, don't judge me. Don't call me out on how many ingredients how much ingredients I'm putting in. What I was thinking about these recipes, they're pretty easy, right? And it's okay, it's Valentine's Day. Do you want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen or a little bit of time in the kitchen? So these are fun, easy recipes. You can make them on a weeknight. I know Valentine's Day is on Friday, but you know, if you want, they go really fast. The beet sauce could be made ahead of time if you wanted to and just reheat it. It holds up well. So following my instructions, it says saute the onions. We're going to do that. Right, this is a yellow onion. Easy. Thanks for coming out in the rain today. Lauren says, I feel like you were just here. I think I was. And I forgot what we made, but we did those dumplings. Anybody make anything at home? Yeah. You made it. Okay, 1, 2, good. See, last time only one person made something from Thanksgiving. I'm like, oh my goodness. All this time, you guys have to make this stuff. I'm just teasing. You don't have to make this stuff. Questions? No? You roasted cabbage all the time? That's good. That's a good recipe. So we're just going to get a little bit of color on these onions, not much. All this is going to go in the food processor, or in the, in the blender. It's going to get really smooth. Yeah, we chose linguine as the pasta. Again, any kind of pasta obviously will work. Linguine just felt like I don't know, it's kind of like a fancy word, right? Somebody asked earlier, what brand of pasta? I'm not loyal to any brands of pasta. When it comes to dried pasta, I don't think you're going to really notice a huge difference in brands of dried pasta, especially when it comes to white. Again, I picked that up because it was probably the only linguine on the shelf. But I'm not loyal to a brand. Anybody make their own pasta? No? That's a lot of fun. No? That would really be a Valentine's gift to your special loved one. All right, so we have our onions, we have our garlic in there. We're going to caramelize our tomato paste. So we're going to add tomato paste, 1 tablespoon. So we're adding 2 tablespoons. I like buying it in a tube. Just a lot convenient there. Just be careful, don't burn your tomato paste. You do want to cook it in, right? So you may want to turn your skillet down a little bit. I could probably give you guys a stove view there. You can see that pasta sauce right there. I made some ahead of time. So yeah, we're just stirring that in. Yeah. Yeah, man, fresh pasta is the way to go, for sure. Yeah, fresh pasta is amazing. You know, um, fresh pasta is a little bit of work, but you can get good at it. I worked at a restaurant. That was my job. Every day I had to make these fresh. They were called agnolotis, mushroom agnolotis, and 5 days a week. That's what I did. So I got really good at the fresh pasta situation. Um, like a ravioli. Yeah, very similar. They're just different kind of shape and a different cut. They're delicious. But fresh pasta it's good. It does take a little bit of time, but you can get good at it. You know, it helps if you have a little pasta thing. I know KitchenAid has an attachment you can buy to run it through. That helps a lot. I did have one of those, so that was nice. What's that? Oh, you guys want to make fresh pasta? We could do that, yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. No? Who said no? Okay. I know the recipe says you can just stop there and not anything else. You can if you want. So I wanted to show you this tofu anyway. So you can see it. It just comes out like that, right? If you want, you can throw it right into the skillet there. That's not a problem. You can kind of smash it in. We're going to do both of them. So silken tofu, this doesn't have a lot of water in it like the firm tofu. So you can just go right from the box into the skillet or pot, whatever you're using. Smash that in a little bit. Very soft. Yeah, it hasn't been pressed hardly at all. So it's, we've used it here for dessert. Remember, I think either I made a custard or Kip made a custard for you guys using silken tofu. I think I made a pudding. So it makes really good dessert. I will say that. It makes good anything that you want to thicken up that you don't want to add additional flavor to. But you can see it just smashes right up, and it'll blend really smooth. Okay. While we're there, we'll just go ahead and add our beets. Let me drain these. You can hold some of the liquid if you want for after when you blend it to see if you have this is the consistency that we're looking for.
What are you serving for Valentine's at the hospital?
For the patients, they are going to have Cornish game hens. Yeah. Roasted potatoes and baby carrots and a chocolate cupcake. Yeah. They really like it. It's very popular on Valentine's Day. I try to do a special for them for every holiday, just to get them off the regular menu. Okay. So there we go. We have our stuff. We're going to add our balsamic vinegar and our lemon juice, right? Okay. Maybe you ask, why are we not serving this? And I thought about that the other day. Well, I would have had planned that a while ago, and I wasn't sure this thing was going to work. So it works. Balsamic, 3 tablespoons. As always, I'm using a measurement. All right, there we go. Again, basil comes afterwards. We're going to mix that in. You don't really need to let it simmer. You don't need to do anything. Really, all you needed to do was cook those onions and garlic a little bit. Again, if you don't want to put all this stuff in a pot, you don't have to do that. You can throw all those things in a blender. The beets are already cooked, right? So it's really simple. There's not much to it. So we'll go ahead and blend that up real quick, and then we'll start on these bonbons. Those are fun. I'm going to use my NutriBullet. Can you imagine making this and then the blender top pop off while you're blending? All that pink stuff all over your kitchen. That's why I need the immersion blender. You're right. All right. Okay. So we're going to go over here, put that on there, turn it on. Medium. It's pink. It's pink. That's why I wore a pink shirt. Yeah. There you go. What a coincidence. Yeah. All right. Okay. While I'm blending that, any questions on the pasta dish? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's going to make 1 quart of sauce is what I measured out of it. I don't know. Probably. I don't see why not. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't freeze. It'll freeze. I would worry about reheating it. I mean, the only thing that would happen was it could break on you or something like that. But again, it's pretty easy to make, so you probably don't even need to freeze it. Yeah. And I don't know if it's a pasta sauce that you're always going to be craving, right? It's one of those. And I'm not talking, no, I'm not saying that like that. I'm just saying like it's a special occasion type thing. And if you don't like beets, you're not going to like this sauce. Because you will taste, there is a hint of beet in the sauce. So if you don't like beets, stay away. I should have asked. Does everybody like beets? I mean, I would hope. Yeah. Everybody showed up, so that's a good sign. Okay. Well, yeah, you can use a Vitamix. Any blender is going to work. You know, I wouldn't use a stick blender because then it's probably not going to get as smooth as you want. You want something with high speed that can get the sauce really smooth. Then you just need to season it. Just check for salt, which could vary. I mean, beets, sometimes those canned beets are already salted. So let's see what we have here. We have a pink sauce. Looks nice. It's really good. It's really good. I like it. It's really creamy. What's that? Pepto Pink. Okay. Barbie Pink. Yeah, Barbie Pink. There you go. Okay. Okay. The dates. All right, these are fun. So what we're doing here, again, we have the yeah. I will put myself up there. Thank you. Camera crew. These are measurable dates. They have pits in them, so you need to remove the pit, right? You can do that by using a knife if you want. Just cut them, make a slit there. The seed will pop right out. not a problem. You can buy dates already pitted. I will say, as I've been playing with this recipe, I had some dates. They were already pitted. They were dry, so when I went to process my mixture, it was too dry. So the one thing I will advise you to do is, if you see, the dates should feel real tacky like this, right? They should be sticking to your fingers and like that. If your dates are pitted, odds are they might be a little bit drier. What you need to do is soak them in a little hot water. So if you soak them in hot water, it'll help moisten them up a little bit. And then they'll blend better and everything will go together really smooth. These, no, they're going to be in the fresh. The question was, where are the dates sold? They're going to be usually where when you go to the grocery store, they have all those fresh nuts and things like that. They're going to be in one of those containers around that spot. I don't know if you can buy date. I don't know if I've ever seen them around the raisins. In the bags, yeah. Okay. So shout out to Costco today. Yep, they did supply our food. I told Aaron we should be getting sponsored by Costco. All the food that we buy there. So donate. That's right. We need a sponsor. So heads up, Costco. We need you. Okay, so the recipe, we're going to slide this out of here, slide this in here. Food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you know, some things are hard to make by hand, by chopping. You would have to chop a lot. Blender, the only downside to a blender is you would have to get it a little looser than what you probably want. It will set up in the refrigerator a little bit. That's what the coconut oil is for. The coconut oil helps build this shell and makes it easier to roll. Once you've made them, refrigerate them, they're easier to roll. So what I do is I add the dates, I add the walnuts, coconut. I start to blend it with the coconut powder, or cocoa powder, sorry. Coconut oil and vanilla. I put everything in there, right? Blend it up, and then I will refrigerate it for a couple hours. Even overnight helps. Sorry. You can refrigerate overnight or 2 days, whatever. This stuff lasts a while, so. But these are really good. But I know we were talking earlier about substitution. So again, it doesn't have to be a walnut. It could be a pecan. We just picked this recipe out of midair. This is what we want. I do like having vanilla extract in there. I didn't see the need to add any sweetener. The dates are sweet enough. The coconut flakes, I did try toasting them once and blending them that way. It was a little dry, so I like doing the coconut flakes without toasting them. Now, I'm dredging them in some unsweetened coconut, which you could toast that. That could be kind of nice. You can also roll them in anything you want. If you want to roll them in some cocoa powder, you could do that. If you want to roll them in some chopped nuts, you could do that. If you want to stuff them with whatever you want. Peanut butter could work in here too. That could be fun. There's a lot of things I'm throwing out there. I think we made something here, like breakfast bars or something one time. I think you guys made them, right, at the table, and I gave you all the ingredients. You know, it's things like that. So you can think about pistachios, pecans, almonds, any kind of nut. You can think about spices as well. Maybe you want to add some cinnamon. Maybe you want to add some chili powder. Cardamom. Shout out to cardamom. We love that. Yeah. Any kind of spice would be nice. So the list goes on. Anyway, this is just a roadmap to get you the right ratio. So if you follow this, you should get a good consistency. You should be able to roll them up like that, right? I just rolled it in some coconut, and that's what you get, right? Pretty fun. But yeah, you can roll them up and refrigerate them. That way they're colder and easier to do. But so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put. All right, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go against what I normally do, and I'm gonna measure here. Only because it's recorded today, so I'll be guilty of, on the internet, of not measuring things. So I take the pit out, 2 cups, right? 2 cups of that, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I'm not going to measure that. 2 tablespoons. 2 cups of toasted walnuts. The walnuts I toasted in the oven, sheet pan, 350, couple minutes, 10 minutes, or I'm sorry, 5-6 minutes. 2 cups of walnuts. Vanilla, thank you. Vanilla extract, 2 teaspoons. Yeah. Vanilla makes a big difference. It really helps bring everything alive. A little salt. Thank you, salt. All right, and then the coconut oil. 2 tablespoons. Okay.
And you substitute coconut oil? Or have to be used coconut oil?
I like coconut oil because it helps to, has a lot of really good fat in there that helps like make it solid, right? You're not going to get that same situation from other oils like you do coconut oil. I think we got everything. Oh, no, we didn't. Yeah. You guys let me forget my coconut. 1 cup. Shredded coconut. Good question. The question was, do I use unsweetened coconut? So I use sweetened coconut in that, right? I use unsweetened coconut as the roll it, only because that's what I had. I think if you have sweetened coconut, it's fine. You could use the same one. I'm not saying you need to go out and buy 2 different coconuts. This one was shredded up a little bit already. So again, if you don't want it overly sweet, you know, you can use unsweetened coconut. There we go. All right. Yeah. There you go. That's a good one. That's what happens when you follow your recipe. It actually works. There you go. Right out of there, just like that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's what I have. Oh, you guys had a mocktail when you came in too. I didn't have time to write a recipe to Lauren. She told me while she was shopping, and she's not around, so I can talk about her. But she was at Costco and taking pictures and like, hey, what about this? What about that? What about this? I was like, okay. So we did make a mocktail. She bought pomegranate juice and sparkling water. I made a lime simple syrup, equal parts lime juice and sugar. Boiled it down, added that to the pomegranate juice, fresh basil, and more fresh limes. So that's what you ate, or drank, sorry. Yeah, it was pretty good. Easy to make. The pomegranate juice, obviously, you buy that. You buy some sparkling water. I was looking around, it was like a mojito type thing. People use ginger ale as well, so if you don't have sparkling water and you want to use ginger ale, that could be kind of fun in there as well, just to give it another little bite. And the basil, I use basil instead of mint because we were using basil anyway. So, and then the simple syrup, lime juice and sugar, you just boil that down until the sugar melts, and you have your simple syrup. You can keep your simple syrup in a container, in a mason jar if you want, in the refrigerator, and use it anytime you want. Sometimes I was on a mocktail kick a couple summers ago, so I would make like mint syrup, rosemary syrup, different syrups, and keep them in the refrigerator and just pull them out when I needed them, or even just add it to some plain sparkling water. It's pretty fun. Something different in your sparkling water. So, what else? Any questions on the bonbon? No?
Thank you for joining Cancer Support Community Atlanta for this program. If you're interested in other live or recorded programs, please visit the online program tab of our website, cscatlanta.org, or follow us on Facebook. We'll be sharing additional information on upcoming programs.